What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul. This is the Leeds Therapy. I really hope you're doing well. Thank you as ever for stopping by, genuinely. I really do appreciate it. Socials will be appearing on this side of the screen if you could just get involved with them. Again, something that I would really appreciate, trying to get that subscriber count up. The absolute dream would be to get to 3K before the start of the season. Very unrealistic, but we will push towards it. If you don't have goals, you're never ever going to know. Before we get into the video as well, just to push, as I have been doing for the last few videos, is the Creator Cup, which is happening on the 20th of July at the John Charles Centre for Sport. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. Come along, join us. £7 for adults, £3 for kids. It's all in the aid of Prostate Cancer UK. Really, really worthy cause. Come and get involved. You can go via the QR code that is on the screen, or you can also look at the link down below and get your tickets there. If you can't make it on the day, if you could just do a little donation, any amount is enough. I know this is a particular form of cancer that is very, very real for men and close to a lot of people as well. It's something that affects a huge amount of people. So it's something that we're very much in support of and want to try and raise as much money as possible for. So yeah, 20th of July, Content Creator Cup. Come and get involved. QR code on the screen, links in the description. Thank you very much. We do appreciate it. So, today's video. Oh, I feel like I've got you feel like you've got like stringy spit inside of your mouth. First things first, I hope you're having a very, very good weekend and enjoying the relaxation and the fun. So, this morning, Baron Cross put out on The Athletic a piece with regards to the Leeds United transfer deal sheet, summer window latest, key positions and available players. So what this piece is about is it's just really talking about the how I should say that this transfer period is going to be one of the most important for the club moving forwards in terms of the plans that the club has, what it wants to do, its aspirations and what it wants to achieve also. So looking at it, it says here, Leeds United are heading into arguably the most important summer transfer window anyone can remember. After the crushing blow of last year's Wembley loss, Daniel Farke guided Leeds to the Championship title last month. Owner 49ers Enterprises finally has the golden ticket to Premier League it has waited for. Chairman Parag Marath is anxious to ensure nobody connected with the club has gone through another relegation. Or has to go through another relegation, I should say. Recent history is against them as a newly promoted outfit, and they know they need to nail virtually every transfer during this window. Farke has to retain the heart and soul of his champions, but retool and upgrade where possible to keep the team in the league. And then it just goes on to say that that Baron has a look at some key sections of it. So it's no stretch of the imagination to say that next season is going to be tough. I think anybody that thinks that it isn't going to be tough is in for a bit of a rude awakening. You only need to look at the three clubs that went up last season. They're all coming down. And it's going to be as hard, if not slightly harder, for any clubs that are coming up this season. The gap seems to be getting slightly bigger than what it ever appeared to be. So, I've maintained it from now. I will quite happily take 17th position now and a couple of decent wins. So, first part of this goes on to talk about who's going to be making the key decisions within the window. And Baron mentions that the ultimate responsibility lies with Marath. However, the American has repeatedly talked up collaboration between several key voices at the top of the club. Farke's appointment as manager rather than head coach in 2023 was a deliberate distinction. The German has had a lot of control over the past 2 years. Speaking after the championship title was confirmed, Marath said that if there was a player Farke did not want, United did not recruit them. In the same interview on Farke's control this summer, the 49ers Enterprises chief said, "We're going to work very collaboratively, probably with a little bit more focus on making sure we're making the right group decisions because, let's be honest, there's more at stake now. More money, more jeopardy." So, over the last 12 months, as we know, key voices have moved away from Ellen Road. So you look at technical director Steinson, stepped up to a 49ers Enterprises role. Head of recruitment Jordan Miles left in November. Obviously, Angus Kinnear's gone as well. And Nick Hammond has gone to Everton along with Angus Kinnear. The good thing is that there has been appointments or promotions from within the club, which is nice to see. So Robbie Evans, who first worked with Marath at San Francisco 49ers in 2010, has been promoted to managing director at Leeds following Kinnear's departure. Adam Underwood has graduated through the ranks to become sporting director. And despite his inexperience, it says in this piece here, is already building a positive reputation in the game. Alex Davis, who has been with the club for more than a decade, has also worked his way up to become head of recruitment after impressing Marath since the 2023 takeover. So you've got basically a group of people, Marath, Farker, Evans, Underwood and Davies are likely all to be the key men this summer. Positions that we know are going to be key this summer. It's effectively the spine of the team that they're looking at, isn't it? Goalkeepers they're looking at probably another central defender, a centre midfielder, at minimum a number 10 and a number 9 as well. So it says in here that one of the key things is the glaring or most glaring role is the position between the posts. So Melier and Darlow remain under contract, but the former has had the latest in a series of poor campaigns, and the latter failed to win Farker over until the 89th of his 95 league matches at the helm. In a season where Leeds' goal is expected to be under extended pressure, they need a stellar stopper to keep them up. And it says here as well, if survival is decided in both boxes, that also means that a first-rate striker will be targeted this summer. Perot's done enough to give himself a chance winning the Golden Boot. He's got 32 in 88 goals now. 32 goals, in 88 appearances for Leeds. Farker will give him his chance, but there needs to be backup there. There needs to be somebody else there to push him at the same time, or somebody else there that Perot can push. Sentiment isn't something that we have the luxury of next season at all. Firpo and Byram are out of contract. Left back leaps out as another priority area for recruitment. First choice starters at centre back, left wing, and number 10 look important too. So from a manager's priority point of view, it's been about building a sustainable long-term vision with Leeds and establish them in the Premier League. Marath has also talked about future planning instead of the pay-as-you-go approach he felt Radrizzani, wave the credit card everybody, took during the club's last top-flight visit. Farker has not discussed positions for this summer window, but did show a penchant for reunions with former players in the Championship. Byram played under Farker at Norwich City. Aaron's got as far as the training ground before pulling the plug, and the transfer, and Buendia was pursued over several windows. There's no guarantee that Aaron's and Buendia will be chased again, but it's one trend we have seen from Farker up to this point. So I think we're pretty much, I would say that in the background that we are looking at Buendia. This is just my opinion, so it's not fact. It's just what I'm thinking. I think we are looking at Buendia, and I think there is a very, very strong chance that we could get him because he was at Leverkusen. Leverkusen haven't taken up the option to buy. And also as well, he doesn't appear to have a future at Aston Villa. So I think there's a very, very strong chance that we get Buendia in the team. And I think, if I'm honest, I think he would be a good fit. Again, just personal opinion aside. He knows Farker. I just think it would work. It would just make sense. The piece then goes on to talk about any specific players that we're targeting. There has been rumours, there has been word floating around the ether in terms of players that we're actually looking at. Kelleher was one, Tsimikas from Liverpool was also another one that we were looking at. There's the Hamer link that's come back up, the Buendia link that's come back up. There's a lot of other players that we're linked with as well, but there's nothing that's been specifically concrete. There's a lot of, we could have inquired to a player's agent, which then makes the agent go, well, Leeds are looking at him, but it could just be an inquiry and nothing concrete as such. So, nothing concrete as of June the 6th has emerged so far. Planning for the Premier League has been in the works for more than 6 months. So I think it's fair to say that the board were looking at it in terms of, let's have a plan A, we get to the Premier League. Let's have a plan B, we have to have another season in the Championship. So I think that that's what we're going to be looking at. Targets have been sounded out. Pre-season's a month away, and the new season is 5 weeks after that. So we've got roughly 9 to 10 weeks overall. It's still very, very early days for anything to happen. You've got to remember as well, people are on holiday, people are taking time off. that will account for a lot of the stuff. I still suspect there's a lot of work going on in the background quite massively. But the interesting one that's come to the fore so far, and this feels or has been said to be a lot more concrete, Fulham's Rodrigo Muniz, who has averaged a goal every 150 minutes in the Premier League over the past 2 seasons, is one striker Leeds have made inquiries about. Club sources, speaking anonymously to protect relationships, have acknowledged the Muniz interest but feel other strikers on their shortlist are more likely to be recruited at this stage. So that appears to be an actual concrete link. He's 24 years old. He's got 1 year remaining on his Fulham contract. The club, Fulham itself, does have an option to extend it by a further year, and Silva's side may look to extend the Brazilian's deal this summer, but he played second fiddle to Raul Jimenez last season with only 8 league starts. What I did see of him in the Premier League. What I did see of him in the Premier League last season, Muniz, he looked quite good, and he looked like somebody that would fit into our style of play quite well. Aggressive, strong, all of that kind of stuff. So that could be quite a nice addition to the team, I think. Again, that's been confirmed that we have actually looked at this player. That we have actually looked at this player, according to Baron Cross. Talks about who we're going to be looking to sell. Obviously, we've gone through some of them. Meslier is one of the ones that we're looking to sell. Max Wober's another one that we're going to be looking to sell quite easily. If we get a fee of over 5 million for Max Wober, that generates a PSR profit. Meslier is going to be probably about within and around 10 million. JB, Greenwood, Geldhart, they're virtually going to get no game time next season at all. So 22, 24 and 24 respectively. So I think all of those players, potentially, bar JB, could move on. Bar JB. Jack Harrison. We keep falling back to Jack Harrison. He's got a book value currently of below 3 million, so that means that we could bank a PSR profit off of him as well. But it's his wages that are always going to be a stumbling block for anybody. Should we look to sell him? Yes, 100%. Don't even ask me about it. I get from a bulking out the squad point of view, yes, but for me, we should sell him, and that's what... this piece does mention about him going out on loan, but for me, just sell him, get rid of it, move on, start anew. In terms of loan players, Chambers, Crew are the likeliest candidates for loan. JB, again, is feasible for loan, but Greenwood and Geldhart make more sense as permanent exits, as I said here. And then the piece goes on to say here is loaning out Harrison, again, would get his wages off the books, but kick the can down the road. Surely all parties would prefer a permanent resolution. I would have to say yes. Moves that we've done already, we know about that. Gilavogi's gone. Firpo Byram have been offered new contracts. Christian's gone. Couldn't care less about Christian. Ta-ta, see you later, bye-bye. So as far as all of those, that's absolutely fine. We then have, talking about the budget and PSR side of stuff, Leeds have an estimated pre-tax loss limit of 42 million for the 24-25 campaign. The Athletics report indicates that Leeds are not expecting to need to sell before July 1st in order to satisfy PSR obligations. Beyond July 1st, United's available budget is hard to predict. We know after next year in the top flight, their permitted losses for 23 to 26 will be 61 million. It's hard to predict how much they will raise from sales this summer, as well as how much capital they take from shareholders for transfers specifically. Ultimately, as with every promoted club, it's going to be tight, and Leeds want to live on the limit with every available pound spent on staying up. So, for me, I think we will have, when you look at everything, somewhere in the region of about 150 million to spend, I think. In and around that figure is what we're going to have to spend. And what people need to realise is that when it comes to spending 150 million, it's not going to be 150 million, bang, done in that transfer window. You're going to be looking at contracts of 3 years and 4 years. So you're going to be looking at amortisation. You're going to be looking at the length of the contract. So a contract that is, for argument's sake, a 4-year contract at 20 million is, when you put wages into it as well, is probably going to cost you in excess of 7 to 8 million a year as opposed to 20 million up front, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does, but you see where we are. The Muniz one is the one that excites me. I like the look of him. I like his style of play, so he could fit quite well for us. I just think it might be a nice one to go for. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you've enjoyed the video, please click the like button. If you haven't done so already, subscribe. This went on a lot longer than what I thought it was going to. And again, before I go, Content Creators Cup, 20th of July, 1 p.m, £7 for adults, £3 for kids. Fun family day out. Come and enjoy. Support Prostate Cancer UK. Take care of each other. Most importantly, take care of yourself. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot, guys. Cheers.